Good morning, students. In yesterday class we study what are colloids and different classification of colloids according to dispersed phase and dispersion medium, physical state, nature of interaction and nature of the particles. Today we discussed how can we prepare the different colloids, method of preparation and purification of colloids. First we take how can we prepare lyophobic colloids. Students, lyophobic means liquid hating. Those colloids we can't prepare easily. So we have to apply special methods. For lyophilic, solvent loving, solvent attracting, if the solvent is water, then that are hydrophilic. They easily can prepare gum, gelatin, starch simply mixing to each other. But lyophobic sol are slightly difficult. So we take at first the method of preparation of lyophobic sol by chemical methods, different chemical reactions, peptidization and electric disintegration Bredig arc method. So students take at first chemical methods. By these chemical methods, there are 4 types of chemical method. First is double decomposition, oxidation, reduction and hydrolysis. We will explain one by one all the chemical method. First we will explain double decomposition. Double decomposition. Students, this method is similar to double displacement reaction earlier, but double decomposition word is older one and double displacement is new one that occurs like barium chloride and sodium sulfate. When we mix, then we get barium sulfate solution. That already discussed studies in 10th class in a double displacement reaction. But if the solvent is not present available, that known as this double decomposition. We take an example of this reaction, arsenious oxide. Arsenious oxide. We know arsenic in nitrogen family group, valency is 3 or 5, depend on the nature of the compound. Arsenious oxide when react with hydrogen sulfide. So both the element exchange their ions, we have to only exchange. So we write arsenious sulfide and hydrogen oxide. Students, how can we balance? This is a normal reaction, this is not a redox, only exchange of ions. Why? Because arsenic there is +3 and there also +3 oxidation state, and oxygen and sulfur also same oxidation state. So now we will balance. Oxygen there are 3 atoms, there is only 1. So it's multiplied by 3. Then hydrogen there are 6, sulfur are 3, then again it's multiplied by 3. So in this way this reaction is balanced, all the reactant side and product side both are equal. So this arsenious sulfide sol, this one is a sol. So by that method this reaction we can prepare arsenious sulfide sol. One method, that is double decomposition. Other reaction we will explain by oxidation. Oxidation. In this reaction we take a particular example of hydrogen sulfide by sulfur dioxide. We take sulfur dioxide plus hydrogen sulfide. In this reaction, sulfur dioxide acts as a oxidizing agent because this reaction is oxidation reaction, and when we complete the reaction we get sulfur sol, means solid in liquid, and hydrogen oxide. When we balance this reaction, students, we observe in this sulfur is -2 oxidation state. If you write there is -2 oxidation, easily can identify, and there is only 0 oxidation state. It means this is loss of electron. So it is oxidation. sulfur is oxidized in this reaction. But there is sulfur dioxide, there is +4. You know, in 11th class already discussed how can we find out oxidation number. So sulfur there is +4 oxidation state. How? If you X, then oxygen we know -2. So 2 oxygen, 2 minus 2 -4. So it is +4. And this sulfur also change into again this sulfur. It means two different species +4 change into 0. So 4 mole electron gain. It means reduction. So there is a reduction occurs in this. So sulfur dioxide acts as a reducing agent in this reaction, and this reaction is oxidation. Ultimately, this hydrogen sulfide is oxidized. Now we want to balance. Students, you know, by oxidation number method in 11th class, we discuss there is +4, there is -2. Both must be equal, we know. +4 means they have to gain of electron and this loss of electron. So definitely we multiply by 2. If you multiply by 2, then this -2 into 2, -4. -4 +4 both are equal, so balance. So now we can balance this oxidation and reduction, but this side is not balanced, so sulfur atom is 3. And hydrogen there is only 4, oxygen is 2, so we can multiply by 2. In this way, this reaction also a balance. So by oxidation reaction, we can easily prepare the sulfur sol. So this one also a chemical method by oxidation reaction. A new reaction, we can explain reduction. Students, how can we write reduction? In this reaction, we will explain an example of gold sol. That we know gold, auric chloride is a gold, auric chloride. We want to prepare gold sol by using a reaction, that reagent that is formaldehyde. This one is formaldehyde, and it's required some water molecule. So what happen when we react? It's convert gold sol. Our motto is to prepare gold sol. This is one is gold sol, and we know gold is their oxidation state is +3. Why? How can we say +3? Because we know chlorine is -1 and 3 chlorine, so that is -3. -3 +3 overall cancel. And in this formaldehyde overall cancel, but we know this is a reducing agent. This one is a reducing aldehyde convert into carboxylic acid. So this aldehyde convert into carboxylic acid, formic acid, 1 mole acid. And further what happen? This convert into HCl. So like this. Now we want to balance this reaction. How can we balance? There is +3, and in this reaction we can see, if we clearly observe, then there is 1 oxygen but there is 2 oxygen. So students, 1 oxygen needs 2 electron. All you know. So definite there is 2 and there is 3. So how can we balance the oxidizing and reducing agent? So this one is there is in this reaction there is a reduction. So we need to multiply to opposite. If this multiply by 2 and this multiply by 3, then we can balance the reaction. 2 3 ja 6 and 3 2 ja, because there is a new oxygen, so definite 2 electron, so both are balanced. Then we can write that is 3 mole formic acid and 6 chloride, 6 HCl. So, and the hydrogen, how many hydrogens in this reaction? We get 3 oxygen we need, so we write 3 H2O. So this reaction is a balance. Students, don't how can we remember this reaction? Because the gold is gold chloride, auric chloride, gold is reduction in this reaction, and there is +3, and there is 1 new oxygen, so 2 3 ja 6 and 2 3 ja 6. Overall oxidation number we can find. In this way we can prepare gold sol. A last method is known as hydrolysis. Now we write here hydrolysis. Hydrolysis. So students, in this hydrolysis, how can we explain a reaction? If you write, that is fourth method, ferric chloride. If you write FeCl3 mix in water, then what happen? It's changed into ferric hydroxide, FeOH whole thrice and plus HCl. So this one is ferric hydroxide sol. This reaction is not a redox, only simply hydrolysis, because oxidation state iron +3, there is also +3. Now we balance this reaction. Chlorine is 3, so we write 3HCl. And when we write 3HCl, then 3H2. So students, this is a simple reaction, only hydrolysis. When we dissolve ferric chloride, then it converts into ferric hydroxide sol. Now I am showing you the activity. This one is a ferric chloride, and ferric chloride is a brown colored compound, and when I mix into this water, then this like show, ferric hydroxide sol. So I mix in this ferric chloride water, so this is ferric hydroxide sol. But it is stable, small amount of electrolyte is needed on this solution. By these steps, these are the methods of chemical method. Now we summarize this. First one, double decomposition. Double decomposition similar to like a double displacement. Older one, this name is double decomposition. If the reaction occurs in a solution, then double displacement. So both the only exchange their ions. In this reaction, I exchange the ion only. And second reaction is oxidation. Although this reaction not only single oxidation, this is actually redox. Why? Because oxidation only for H2S and sulfur dioxide is reduced here. But we are motto on the focus on H2S. So it is oxidized. Third reaction, that is reduction. In this reaction, we prepare gold sol by the method auric chloride. We want to prepare gold sol. So first, students, how can we learn the reaction? You know what are the reactant, what are the product, and what are the method. So first, I want to prepare this gold sol. So need formaldehyde as a reducing agent, and it's converted into formic acid. By this reaction, we can prepare gold sol. Last one, ferric hydrolysis, that is ferric chloride when simply mixed in water, convert into ferric hydroxide, like brown colors, and small amount of electrolyte needed for this preparation. In this way, we can prepare by the chemical method. Slightly they are difficult, but sometimes comes. Explained by these reaction, how can you prepare? Lyophobic sol means liquid heating colloids. Okay, now we will explain a new method. Next method of preparation of colloids, students, that is electrical disintegration or Bredig arc method. According to this method, there are both process, dispersion as well as condensation we apply. In this method, we prepare those sols like gold sol, platinum sol, silver sol. Students, how can we prepare? Preparation of gold, platinum, silver sol slightly difficult. In this method, we take two electrode, and that two electrode immerse in a dispersion medium. So when they emerge and they are stuck to each other, when we struck two different wire, then intense heat release out. So when they struck out, immersed in that dispersion medium, then the metal is vaporized. That vaporized metal again condense. So due to the condensation, they convert into the colloidal range of the particles. So by in this method, because outside we take ice cubes, ice bath, so this process is condensation. Due to the intense heat, the metal is vaporized and the metal particle again condensation, and convert into the colloidal range. By this method we get dispersion as well as condensation. So those metal, then preparation of colloid is slightly difficult. We use this method. This is known as electrical disintegration or Bragg arc method. And in this we get ice cubes, but very care to preparation of this metal, because intense heat release out. For special methods by that scientist can prepare only this method. So lot of heat release out. Okay, by this method we can prepare, those are expensive metal, gold, silver and platinum sol. Next method to preparation of colloidal sol is peptization. Peptization, a process to convert freshly prepared precipitate convert into colloidal sol by adding small amount of electrolyte, known as peptization. The electrolyte is known as peptizing agent. Friends, this phenomena we explain by activity. Now we write the reaction. How can we prepare a colloidal sol? We take an example, that is silver nitrate. Silver nitrate aqueous solution, and we mix potassium iodide. Then we get silver iodide, light yellow precipitate, and potassium nitrate, light yellow precipitate. Students, when we mix the two components, one is silver nitrate and potassium iodide aqueous solution, we get light yellow precipitate, and this precipitate convert into suspension, so it is settled down at the bottom. But we want to prepare colloidal sol, so we add small amount of electrolyte, and that precipitate, this precipitate silver iodide ion is a larger size, so they are settled down. When this electrolyte we add in this way, we get different types. The colloid have either charge positive or negative. The charge how can occur? That depend on preferential adsorption. We explain by that activity. Now I am showing you activity. I take potassium iodide in a test tube. In this potassium iodide, you can see this one is potassium iodide in a test tube. And in this test tube, I mix silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution, that is colorless. Silver nitrate solution I mix. You can observe what happen. You can see light yellow precipitate observed by this silver nitrate. So students, you can see the precipitate is settled down after some time at the bottom. But if we add small amount of electrolyte, because in this potassium iodide is larger concentration, larger amount. In this precipitate, what happen? Iodide ion adsorb on the surface of precipitate. So similar charge occurs. Only one ion, either positive or negative, only single ion is adsorbed on the surface. So same ion adsorb, then same ion get repulsion. Then larger molecule dissociate into smaller molecule, convert into colloidal range. We can show on board this. In this, what happen? This iodide ion occupy on the surface, iodide. So this iodide, due to the adsorption of iodide, and there is mutual repulsion. Why? Due to same charge. So it's dissociate small particles, means convert into colloidal range. So these ions adsorb iodide. Due to this silver iodide precipitate, larger particle dissociate into small particle and convert into colloidal range. All the ions have a single type charge, either positive or negative. It's depend which type chemical mix in which solution. So this is a negative sol, because iodide adsorb on this one is precipitate and this one is sol. Silver iodide adsorb in this way, iodide. We can represent like this, AgI and I minus. If we mix opposite, if I take in a test tube silver nitrate, students, I again opposite the process, I first take silver nitrate. This one is silver nitrate. Then I mix in this silver nitrate, potassium iodide. Now I mix, first I take silver nitrate and then I mix potassium iodide. You can see the difference, both same process, but there is also yellow color, light yellow color or precipitate observed in this way. But in this colloids, there is silver ion adsorb, because in this silver chloride is more amount, so this is positive sol. We can explain in this way. If I mix, at first I take silver nitrate in a test tube and then potassium iodide, both same reaction, silver iodide is a precipitate out, this one, and potassium nitrate remaining in the solution. But in this, which ion adsorb? That is silver ion adsorb. Due to silver ion, why silver ion adsorb? Why silver ion adsorb? Because silver nitrate is more concentration inside. In this way, so this is positive sol. And a larger molecule dissociate into small molecule, then it's convert into colloidal range and its appears have silver positive sol. So student, this one is preferential adsorption. This is known as preferential adsorption, because at first we make silver nitrate and then we add potassium nitrate. So in this positive sol, this one is positively charged colloidal sol. But if I make silver nitrate in potassium iodide, then iodide ion adsorb on the surface, then it is negatively charged. So by this method, this is a peptidization. It means freshly prepared precipitate. This one is freshly prepared precipitate. We add small amount of electrolyte already added in this. So that electrolyte, either positive ion or negative ion, only single ion adsorb, that known as preferential adsorption. Preferential adsorption. Preferential adsorption. This phenomena, either if you mix silver nitrate in potassium iodide, then earlier potassium iodide has more, so iodide ion adsorb. But if you mix potassium iodide in silver nitrate, then silver ion adsorb. So this one is preferential adsorption. First come, first adsorb. So silver ion adsorb, there is iodide ion. Both can absorb. We can explain by another example. Another example of peptidization is ferric chloride, aqueous solution. If you mix hot water, H2O hot water, then what happens, students? We can write here like this, Fe2O3 XH2O. This like a colloids, or we can write FeOH whole thrice like this precipitate, and we can write HCl. In this precipitate molecule, ferric oxide X hydrate molecule, what happen? Ferric ion adsorb. Due to these ferric ions are adsorbed, so positively charged this sol. Due to the adsorption of only single ion, that is an ferric ion. But due to the same charge, there is mutual repulsion. The large molecule dissociate into small atoms, molecules that convert into colloids. So this process known as peptidization. Freshly prepared precipitate convert into, by adding small amount of electrolyte. We add small amount of electrolyte because ferric chloride is slightly excess. So there is electrolyte available. That electrolyte adsorb +3 ion, means this is preferential adsorption, again example, but this is positively charged sol. All the particles have any type charge, means positive charge. Students, but in place of hot water, if we add sodium hydroxide, concentrate sodium hydroxide, then what happen? This ferric chloride, when react sodium hydroxide, concentrate, then we get again similar type ferric hydroxide precipitate and NaCl. This one is a general reaction. This precipitate is a larger molecule. In this, hydroxide ion is adsorbed. Which ion is adsorbed? Hydroxide. So this one is negatively charged. Again, large molecule precipitate dissociate into small atoms. So then it's reach into colloidal range, but there is negatively charged. In this way, students, we can write this depend on preferential adsorption. If you mix sodium hydroxide and ferric chloride, then it get negatively charged hydroxide ion adsorb. But if you mix hot water, then it adsorb ferric ion, so positive sol. So this is a process known as preferential adsorption. We get the charge on any colloidal particle. By these methods, we can prepare colloids. So now we summarize by chemical methods. There are 4 methods: double decomposition, oxidation, reduction and hydrolysis. Other is Brady-Gark method, electrical disintegration. Then we immerse to rod of any metal in and ice cubes surrounding. There is dispersion as well as condensation, both process occurs. And third one is peptidization. Freshly prepared precipitate convert into colloidal sol by adding small amount of electrolyte. That electrolyte known as peptidizing agent. Like this, hot water and this sodium hydroxide is peptidizing agent and small amount electrolyte. This get either charge positive or negative. Now we will explain how can purify the colloids. Now students, how can we purify the colloids? Because we already discussed how can we prepare different colloids by chemical method, peptidization and Brady-Gark method. Students, this one is ferric hydroxide sol, this one is silver iodide sol. In this sol have excess amount of electrolyte and some other impurity also. This excess amount of electrolyte crystals or ions means solution particles less than their size 1 nanometer we have to separate out. So if the particle size more than 1000 nanometer, we can easily purify by using normal filter paper by using filtration. But if the particle size is less than 1 nanometer, how can we remove? So removing of excess amount of electrolyte in a requested amount, because we need for stability of a colloid small amount of electrolyte. If excess amount, then that electrolyte coagulate it, precipitate it, flocculate it. So, but we want to stable for a long time the colloids, we have to purify. So the first method is purification of colloid known as dialysis. According to this method, we take a semi-permeable membrane, parchment membrane, cellophane membrane. In these days available in market, that is a urinary bladder we can use for that process. In this dialyzing membrane, semi-permeable membrane, this membrane only can solute particle pass, their particle size less than 1 nanometer. They easily can move through this bar. So when we pass water and then this water is removed out in this process, so this reaction, all the water molecule move out, and through diffusion process, we know diffusion, movement of from higher concentration to lower concentration. In this there is solute particle are more, and in there is fresh water, there is less particle. So by that diffusion process this is purify occurs. But the colloidal particles are not passed through the semi-permeable membrane. So by this way we can purify our colloids. But this is a very slow process. If we apply both the electrode in this, if we apply two electrode, then this process known as electrodialysis, then process to removing of the solute particles are fast, because when we apply the current cathode and anode, then the oppositely charged ion move towards that electrode. But this process we should be applied for a smaller time. If we apply for a long time, then all electrolyte is removed out and the colloidal particle have remaining no charge, so ultimately it settle down and as a precipitate out. But we used to separate by using semi-permeable membrane in this. Students, you know, you listen many times the patient is on dialysis. It means a person when kidney is not work properly, because kidney's work is separation, purification of blood. We know, students, blood is a colloidal sol and is separate out by Bowman capsules. You already discussed in 10th class separation of filtration of blood, because in our blood urine, urea formation, and that is a solid particle. We have to remove that urea from our blood. The person kidney is not working properly. In kidney have stones, so the filtration process is stopped, and the person get very irritation. So the person take to dialysis machine. In this dialysis, like electrodialysis, they apply the first process, and by this process purification of blood can occur. In these days mobile hospitals are going on, because the person's kidney is not work properly, they are using this dialysis or artificial kidney. The question comes many times in CBSE, a person on dialysis, then what process is going on? That is purification of colloids, because our blood is a colloids, and from blood urine means urea is to separate out by this process and other salt. But this process should be applied for smaller time. If you apply for long time, all particles are removed out and it is coagulate, precipitate out. So careful handle, and in presence of the doctor we can apply this process. Now we explain another method of purification known as ultrafiltration. Next process of purification is ultrafiltration. Students, we know normal filter paper. This one is normal filter paper, and this normal filter paper pass through solution as well as colloid particle. It means in this filter paper pore size is more up to 1000 nanometer. Means only suspension particle can remaining on this above this filter paper. If we pass through the filter paper colloid as well as solution, then both can pass. Only suspension particle can remaining above on the filter paper. So colloid particle we can't separate, we can't filter by this using filter paper, normal filter paper. So we have to make a special filter paper for remaining colloid particle above on the filter paper. This filter paper dipped in a particular solution 4% nitrocellulose. So aqueous solution in alcohol or ether. If we prepare a special solution 4% nitrocellulose in alcohol or ether, and then this filter paper on dip that solution, then what happen? its pore size is reduced because the nitrocellulose deposit on the filter paper. So its pore size reduce and only can true solution pass through that solution. After that, filter paper placed in a formaldehyde. Formaldehyde making the filter paper hard and then dry. After that filter paper we can use for ultrafiltration. Very fine, ultra means very fine filtration. Only true solution particle can pass. Students, you already know how can we use the filter paper. In 9th class there is activity using of filter paper. I am showing you. First I fold this filter paper in this way, then again one fold. So we take 3 layer one side and one side and placed in a funnel in this way. So after that we put in a conical flask. Then I now want to filter this silver iodide solution, means some precipitate. So what happen? Only the colloid as well as solution particle can pass through this solution. So this one is silver iodide colloidal salt. But above on the filter paper remaining suspension particle. If we use, we can pass only at first normal filter paper we use to separate suspension. After that we make a special filter paper by using a particular solution that known as colloidian. Colloidian solution means 4% nitrocellulose in alcohol or ether. If we placed the filter paper on that colloidal solution, then the pore size reduce up to 1 nanometer. Only true solution particle can pass. Colloid and suspension remaining above on the filter paper. So we can separate colloidal particle by using that filter paper. And that filter paper we can further make hard by dipping in formaldehyde. So in this process we can remove the impurity of electrolyte and solution particles. So students, this way you get the colloidal salt and the suspension particle. Only suspension particle I can show you above on the filter paper. So these are lesser number, so these are suspended particles. But for colloids we make special filter paper. In this way we have to purify the colloids. Today we discuss detail how can we prepare colloids by different methods and method of purification, especially dialysis used for the person having kidneys not work properly, and this question comes in exam many times. Which phenomena explained by this process? By the diffusion, the salt particles remove from solution to fresh water because they can move both sides through semi-permeable membrane. Students, write in your notebook, make all the notes and read thoroughly the NCERT book. You can take extra help for reference book or from internet. Tomorrow we will discuss next properties of colloids, property of colloid in detail. And then emulsion, by in 2 lectures we finish this chapter. If you have any query, then write in comment box. We will explain in next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.